Welcome back, everybody, to G-Bear's Homesteading the Desert, October 13th, 2018. Beautiful Saturday. Got a nice cold breeze. It's about 67 degrees out. You're looking at my pedestal here, and yes, it's filled. And there are cinder block underneath here. Let me see if I can clean one off a little bit here so you can see it. There it goes. So I've got them running this way, this way, this way, and this way, kind of cut up like a pizza pie. And then in the center, I've got four in a group. And everything is filled and basically compacted. And the way I did it was I built myself a ramp here with my bucket. I picked up dirt out of that pile over there, brought it here, made a ramp so I could just drive a bucket load up here, get up over the top and dump it, and then just spread it out and compact it every time I put a couple of buckets in. It took 10 buckets to fill it, and it took 12 buckets to build a ramp. So pretty interesting, but I was looking at this thing here, and what I'm going to do tomorrow is I'm going to go pick up the lumber I need to repair that broken 4x in the middle, and then I'll put the strap back on the other one here. And I'll probably what I'm thinking of doing is I measured these metal brackets that I had for pedestals, and they're 1 inch high. So I'm going to get 2 sheets of 1-inch plywood, because that box right there is 4 foot by 4 foot. So if I lay, and from that metal piece to this metal piece is just a little under, or a little over 7.5 feet. So I'll cut the board down and I'll lay it this direction, and it's going to go from that 2x4 to that 2x4 across the middle of this thing. And then I'm going to fasten it with screws to every one of the struts under here. The second sheet I'm going to have it ripped down the middle at 2 feet by 8 foot, and then I'll finish cutting it here to go on that edge and on this edge. And then when I take this thing and flip it back over and put it on top of that concrete pedestal area, it's going to have a big flat bottom instead of empty hollow spots underneath here, pressed down on this. And I did put the center a little bit higher on when I filled this pedestal. So that's where most of the weight's going to be, or the most stress on this thing will be, is right there in the center, around this outer edge on top of the concrete block that's all filled with concrete, completely filled with rebar and, well, actually 3/4 inch steel cable running through those cinder blocks. So I'm not worried about the outer wall, but I don't want that center going down. When I was draining the thing, because of this break here, it was probably 8 inches bellied underneath. So there's a big belly in the center, and that's water that would never have gotten out of the tank because it was way below the discharge valve area. So I'm going to do that tomorrow, get this thing ready. I'm going to call tonight and see if I can get a hold of my water delivery guy and see what's the earliest he can get me some water out here this week. And I'll be back in business again and then back onto the other stuff. You notice that all the block is missing off the trailer here, except for those 4, because this garage door is resting on them. So I had to go over to the compost and take 3 off the back wall to finish what I was doing there. All right, so the next thing was I had a request from Jim H. I wanted to see how I rekey these locks. Now this is Kwikset's Smartkey lock, and you can ID those by, you see there's a little tiny hole right there beside where the key goes. Now this is the set of keys that came with it. As you can see, that works, and what you need to do to rekey this. Okay, so this is the key for my front door, so this is what I want to key it to. So if I put that key in there, you can see it does not work. It will not turn the lock. So what you want to do is make sure that you have your lock in the locked position. That way you can't accidentally, or the wind can't blow the door shut and lock you out if you have a problem rekeying. So this is how simple these are to rekey. You take the key that works in it, you put it in there, and you turn it 90 degrees clockwise to the 3 o'clock position. Then this little tool comes with it. Now, I always have a couple of these. I have one on my key ring, and I have this one on a little ring that I keep. I'm a locksmith, so I have to do this all the time. But you see there's a little hump in this thing, and you want that to be pointing upward. And all you're going to do with this in the 90-degree position is put this little tool inside of that hole and push all the way in, and you'll feel a kind of a little click when you do that. Okay, now you can pull the original key out of the lock. Just like that easy. All right. Now I'm going to put the new key that I want to key it to into the lock without turning anything. Now I can remove the tool and turn the lock back to its original position, and now this key works. That's it. It's rekeyed. That's how easy these are. All right. Let me get you the original key that came with it now. I put it in there, and now that one doesn't work. So now I'll save these for if I have to rekey another lock somewhere. I've got 2 brand new keys right here that I can rekey it to. That's all there is. It's as easy as that. I already did this one before, so now they're both rekeyed to my original cabin key. See, I can turn this one easily in there. And same thing with this one. So now I've got one key that works all the locks. Now that, I told you that's Kwikset Smartkey. Well, Kwikset also bought Baldwin. So there's a Baldwin lock. You see it says Baldwin right on it, right there. But notice that it's a smart key. And it's keyed to the KW1 or Kwikset 1 key. And see, that's the one that I have working on this one. So I'm now, my cabin is all keyed to the same key. I don't have to carry a bunch of extra keys around. It's that simple. All right, that's about it. I'm going to show you. I picked up some things. I went to the OC to do an EFTY, earnings for the earnings. And they have an Osh down there, or Orchard Hardware, and they're closing all the stores. So that one was going out of business, and they had 40 to 80% off. So I got myself a nice professional rain gauge here, and this rain gauge cost me $4, regular like $29.99. So now I've got a rain gauge, and it's got the big number, so I can actually see it from inside the cabin out the window. And here's my homemade rain gauge that I used last year. And it's all dried up already, but there was a 1/4 inch of rain in there today. When I got back this morning, the ground was wet. There's a few puddles here and there, and my water barrels are 3/4 full. So I picked up about 10 gallons of water in the barrel, which is a good thing. And it looks like there's a possibility yet tonight that we might get some more sprinkles. Down there over the mountains, it's raining, and the clouds have dropped down over the pass, so it's pretty fogged in over there. And I was watching it rain there earlier. The temperature's dropping quickly now, so I'm going to head inside, start my dinner, and kick back and relax. And then tomorrow, I'm going to kick at it again. G-Bear signing off.